Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, this is just gonna be a quick video to talk about my Creality CR10s5, which I got, I think, almost 5 years ago, 4.5 years, something like that. So I've got videos about this thing on my page from forever ago. This printer has been a complete trooper. I've printed so much stuff with this printer, and the only thing I've ever changed on the printer is the nozzle. I upgraded to a 0.8 millimeter nozzle. I got a super cheap one. It probably cost me $1. And that nozzle's been on here for years, and it's never had a problem. So this printer has worked just awesome for a long time. People have weird issues with them. Sometimes from here and there I see online, but I've never had an issue. Until about 3 days ago, I was printing something, and it was a little flimsy. My prints were coming out a little weak. I did 2 prints, both of them were a little flimsy, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Thought it might be the slicer. But then I was looking, and on my the little feeder thing for my extruder, I could see that the end of the pulley here was kind of dipped down sort of weird, and I thought maybe the bolt had bent or something was wearing out over time. And it turns out that this piece, it's just plastic. This is the little piece that clamps at the extruder motor to push the filament through the Bowden tube. And I got a little, I don't know if it's going to show up in camera, there's a little crack right there. Focus, come on. Right there. There's an itty bitty little crack. Bink. Let's see, can I get it? I don't know. But it's just enough that when this is under pressure, the pulley dips at an angle and starts to catch, and it's slowing the filament down. So it's like, well, I guess I have to upgrade this piece. Another thing that's funny too is look at the hole. See, it's got like a wear point on it where the filament was rubbing against the edge of the hole for years, and it kind of wore a little channel. Didn't seem to affect the prints at all, but once this cracked, started to give me some grief. So I decided to buy a new one, and I got the one for the Ender, which will fit on this printer apparently. And this one's all metal. The last one was plastic, so this is a metal one. I have an Ender 3 also that a friend of mine gave me. He just didn't want to deal with it. He was having issues, and it's worked really great for me. But this is the exact same one that's on the Ender. So I'm going to trade this out, and then we'll do some prints and see how it goes. Well, here it is. The piece is off, and if you haven't seen this, the piece basically goes right here. And the spring pushes the pulley against the little gear and pushes the filament through. So I've obviously taken that bolt out. Here's the new one. It's all metal. It comes with a new gear, but I think I'm just gonna leave the old one on there now because I got it all set up and centered real nice, and I don't think it needs it yet. So I'll hang on to this for a little bit. But anyway, here's the new one. It's all metal. It's nice and heavy. Feels more durable. I would set up and do the change. It's basically pulling out these 4 screws and swapping it out, sticking this one in place. I don't have a tripod in here right now to deal with this, so production quality is low today, guys. All right, that's off. You can see all the old filament fuzz around my motor here. That's good that I can clean that off. And here's the new gear versus the old gear. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the old one on there for now. If it gives me issue, I'll change it. But the pulley sizes look the same, so it should work just fine. So you can see here is the old plastic one. Here's the new metal piece, and here are the parts. Basically same setup. One thing I might do, I might take a drill bit and taper this hole just a little tiny bit. I think it helps keep filament from catching on that edge when it comes in, but maybe I won't do that today. I'll just leave it as is. But one thing this one doesn't have that this one has is this little connector here that helps guide the cables that come off. So the tube here, the wire, basically would clip right through this, and I kind of like that. This one doesn't have it, but it's okay. It's got a little hole here, so I can probably, I don't know, add this is for the spring mechanism, but I could probably add a little zip tie or something to it if I need to. It doesn't really need it, but all right, let's put it on. Okay, it is installed. I got this little, take the clip off. I'll put the Bowden tube in the little end here. Put the little spacer on. I like these little spacers here that kind of keep this piece from pushing in and the tube slipping out. I'm sorry, I'm right in the way. Now this little guy here is going to just be floating. I kind of need to figure out a little rig. I might 3D print something to go on this bolt here. Now this one has adjustable tension, which my old one did not have. It kind of had a little standoff here for the spring and one on this end, and that was it. And now, again, super cheap plastic thing. I see people do all these crazy upgrades on their printers and everything's got to be metal. This is almost 5 years and hundreds of hours of printing, and it just finally broke. So I'll keep this for later just in case. And then I'm going to get a print running here and we'll check on it in just a little bit. All right, the quality is already much better than it was previously. The layers are nice and flat. I'm not getting any more of that that Triscuit kind of look like I did on my last one. This is a droid arm, and once this one's done, I will show you this one versus the first print. And now the orientation on this is a little bit weird. It's my fault, so it's going to have a couple little boogers on some of the details. I don't care, I'm going to fix it. So I didn't even re-slice the file, I just printed again, so you get a direct comparison. All right, print is done. I've taken it off the bed. It is really solid. Now these little blips here, this is my fault. I just didn't angle it well, and I didn't even bother to re-slice it because I'm just going to fix these, not a problem. And here's the first print of it. Just sounds awful. You can see it's got some really weak layer lines. Look at that. The layers are very weak, and it literally weighs. I mean, I know this has been trimmed a little bit, but this is significantly heavier. But you can see the massive difference in layer issues that have been solved just by swapping that little piece there. Yeah, drastic improvement. And again, I print these things at 0.3 millimeter layer height. I'm not trying to go for super fine detail. It doesn't take me long to clean this up, so I try to print stuff faster rather than clean and slow prints. I'd rather it just be fast and dirty, and then I will clean it up anyway. So yeah, anyway, that's the comparison. Look at that. I mean, this is my fault, but look at those crazy layer lines. Awful. Well, as you can see, there's a massive difference in print quality just off that one little change. So I feel like my prints are back in good working order now. Feels solid and nice. But anyway, I figured I'd share that just so if you're wondering. Again, my CR10s5 back here, I've been using it for years and years since the first actual problem it's had. So let's hope it's not leading to more heavy use problems. But yeah, anyway, freaking awesome. Thanks guys, see you later, bye.